Welcome to Empire of Magic, the rise of the Arcane ruler. In this thrilling journey, you will discover the secrets of a world on the brink of change. Sinclair Adam, your guide through this epic adventure, will take you on a path filled with magic, danger, and powerful rulers. Get ready to witness the rise of an arcane leader. Chapter 1. Verdun's eyes flew open as he inhaled sharply and instinctively cringed from the expected pain. Pain that had haunted his every waking moment for what seemed like untold ages. Bracing his mind, Verdun began to formulate the spell that would put him back under. But this time, something was different. There was no pain. Every time Verdun woke from his self-imposed slumber, he recast his spell, sending him back into the long-term stasis he'd devised. He couldn't even remember how many times he'd cast the spell, how many years he'd slept away here in his hideaway. Still, there was no pain, and that made it all worth it. The sheer bliss of being pain-free was enough to make tears well in his eyes. A smile crept across his face as Verdun dared to breathe once more, the stale air making him cough and splutter. "Air," Verdun croaked as he made a soft throwing motion with his right hand and focused on the concept of a fresh breeze. Overcharging the spell a little, Verdun made sure to freshen the air, not just move it. Realize immediately he felt a slight drain on his energy reserves as a soft breeze filled the chamber he was in, ruffling his hair and disturbing the dust around him. It was a minor spell, one that used only a single word of power and a straightforward concept, but it was still the first spell he'd been able to cast without being in agonizing pain for a long, long time. Verdun sat up and simply breathed in the air for a few minutes, recasting the air spell every so often. For the moment, he was content to sit and enjoy his freedom from the curse that had driven him to this extreme solution. In truth, he hadn't known this would work. The stasis spell he used was one he had created himself, but even so, it was inaccurate enough that he didn't know how long each casting lasted. He'd cast it the first time not knowing if it would be minutes, months, or years that he would sleep. For an average person, such an open-ended spell would be worthless. For a man suffering under a death curse from a powerful hex witch, a curse that was designed to torture the recipient until they killed themselves, open-ended oblivion had been quite appealing, really. Ironically, it was only due to the sadistic nature of the curse that he'd survived. If it had started at full...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?